Today's lesson 1.8, rates, ratios, and proportions. Our objective today is to write and use ratios, rates and unit rates, and write and solve proportions. Now, a ratio. I know you've seen a ratio in the past. All it is, it's a comparison of two quantities by division. The ratio of A to B can be written as A colon B or A over B, where B cannot be 0. It's impossible to divide by 0. Ratios that have the same comparison are said to be equivalent or equal. If you have a statement that two ratios are equivalent, I have 1/12 equals 2/24. Those are called proportions. The ratio of the number of bones on the human's ear to the number of bones in the skull is 3:11. There are 22 bones in the skull. How many bones are there in the ears then? In the problem it says the ratio of ear bones to skull bones is 3:11. So here's your ratio. I'm going to set a proportion up to find out how many bones are in the ears. Where does ears go? On the top. So I'll put whatever variable I want. Okay, we'll use E for ears. How many bones are there in the skull? 22. So I have 3/11 equals E over 22. I know some of you can automatically look at it and tell me what the answer is. The way to solve a proportion is to take and cross multiply. What's 11 times E? 11E equals, what's 3 times 22? 66. When we were talking about multiplying fractions, a lot of you said cross multiply. The only time you cross multiply is when you have that equals in between. Now, how would I solve this algebraically? Divide by 11. E is 6. So there are 6 bones in your ears. For this problem, we're talking about games won to games lost. The word to is my giveaway. Won to lost. So how many games is my ratio for winning?
3.
So winning is 3. Losing is 2. Setting up the proportion. What am I trying to find? How many games they lost? And they tell me how many games they won. 18. You have to keep them lined up. I could have went 2 over 3, but then I would have to have went 18 or x over 18 because you went loss over wins. It has to be lined up properly. I cross multiply. 2 times 18, 36. 3 times x, 3x. It really doesn't matter which one you do. Because here, what do I have to do? Regardless of where your variable's at, you have to divide by 3. X is 12 wins. Here's a question. How many games were played? Nope. 18 plus 12, which is 30. Because you won 18, you lost 12. This one's a little bit different. It's called a unit rate. A unit rate is just a rate that has units attached, like miles per hour, miles per gallon, dollars per hour. Here, Ralph Lauer of Germany flipped a pancake 416 times in 120 seconds to set the world record. Find the unit rate and round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So to set this one up, what are we talking about? What's happening? You're flipping a pancake 416 times at 120 seconds. So it's 416 flips over 120, seconds. And what I'm going to do is divide. And you can use a calculator for this. We'll take 416 divided by 120. So I get, now it says to the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places. So that means 3.4, what number do I put? 7. Why 7? 6 rounds, it's higher than 5, it rounds up. So it's 3.47 flips per second. So for every second, they're flipping over 3 times. That's pretty fast. That's a unit rate. You usually see the unit rates, especially in the money, the miles per hours, the points per game, those types of things. Corey earns $52.50 in 7 hours. Find the unit rate. In other words, find out how much he makes per hour. On this one, how do I set it up to find out how much you get paid per hour? $52.50 divided by 7 hours. I need you to write down the labels. I am going to be picky about if you put the labels or not. So I'm going to take $52.50 divided by 7. This means Corey got paid $7.50 per hour. You can put the slash, and that means per hour, or you could put $7.50 per hour. They both mean the same thing. Most people do the slash because it's a lot quicker. A fast sprinter can run 100 yards in approximately 10 seconds. You watch the Olympics, the 100-yard dash. What is it? Usain Bolt runs the 100. Usain Bolt runs in under 10 seconds. He runs the 100 meters. Or the 100 yards, sorry. We're going to convert yards to miles. Because for us to really understand how far that is, in America, we use feet and miles. The rest of the world uses the meters and yards.
76 divided by...
I said it wrong about we use feet, yards, miles. The rest of the world uses the metric system. I said it wrong. So I'm going to have 100 yards divided by 10 seconds. Now, I want to find out how many miles this is. So I'm going to do some conversions. And in the hint, it says there are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So here's yards. I'm going to put yards down here. And I'll put 1760. This means 1 mile up here. Because what's going to happen is the yards will cancel out. And really, I'm going to change this problem a little bit. I don't want to know how fast you run per second. I want to know really how fast you run per, if I said how fast the car is going, what do you say? Miles per hour. I want to know how fast miles per hour. So let's change this seconds to hours. So if seconds is down here, I'm going to put seconds up here. Can I go really from seconds to hours? I need to go to seconds to minutes. How many seconds in a minute? 60 seconds, 1 minute. The seconds cancel out. But I don't want to know miles per minute. I want to know miles per. So I'll put minutes up here, hours down here. 60 minutes, 1 hour. The minutes cancel out. The only thing that should be left, if you keep looking diagonally across things off, is miles per hour. To solve, multiply straight across. So I have 100 times 60. 100 times 60 is 6,000. Times by another 60. So I have 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 miles per 1760 hours, which I'm going to take and divide. Let's see how fast he's going. Something's wrong. I'm just making mistakes today. I forgot this. The calculator was covering it up. 10, so I have to add another 0. How did I know my answer was wrong? Just think about it. Realistically, how did I know that I was incorrect? How fast am I running then? 204 miles per hour. Now, this happens all the time. We make mistakes. I make mistakes.
Too fast.
It's too fast. Error had to happen somewhere. So I went and I paused for a second, looked, and someone mentioned I forgot the 10. So it's 10 times 1760 gets me 17600. Yeah, he's superhero speed. So let's do 3601 divided by 17600. That's a little bit better. 20.45 miles per hour. Nearest hundredth? Hundredth is the 5. The number after that's a 4, so it keeps me a 5. So approximately 20 miles an hour. That's a little bit more realistic. It's fast, but realistic. All right, a cheetah can run at a rate of 60 miles per hour. How many feet would they travel in feet per minute? Now, what do we have to know in order to solve this problem? How many feet are in a mile? Anyone know this one? 5,280. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. I want you to find out how fast in feet per minute. All right, first thing. I'm started off with 60 miles per hour. 60 miles over 1 hour. I need my final answer to be in feet per minute. So let's change the miles to feet. Can I go directly from miles to feet? Yes. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. You always put the unit diagonal. So the miles cancel out, and I'm left with feet. Now I need to change from hours to minutes. So I'll put hour up here. Can I go from hours to minutes? Yes. Minutes here. 1 hour, 60 minutes. The hours cancel out. You're left with minutes. You have feet per minute. Now let's multiply straight across. Let's see if I can do this right this time. 60 times 5,280. 316,800. On the bottom, it's 1 times 1 times 60, which is 60. Can't really mess that one up. Feet per minute. So I divide by 60. A cheetah can cover 5,280 feet in 1 minute. Here's two types of proportions. I want you to solve both of these. On this one here, I cross multiply. 2 times y is 2y. Negative 5 times 8, negative 40. Divide by 2, y is negative 20. Over here, there's a reason why I have this one on here. What's 7 times 5? 35. This one's different. Why is this one different? It has a plus 3. What you were doing is you're multiplying that 4 to everything on that other side.
So it'd be 4G plus 12.
4G plus 12.
It's like thing.
It is distributive property. That's right. What this really means is 4 times G plus 3. So this 4 has to go to, let me change the colors. 4 has to go to both the G and the 3. Subtract the 12 over. I have 35 minus 12 is 23 equals 4G. Divide by 4, divide by 4. G is 23